Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen Scarlet, Pimp Sunkiss, coming at y'all right quick, right fast, maybe, with a cast analysis for Real Housewives of Potomac, Potanka, if you will. Shout out to Funky Dineva. And this is part 3 of this particular installment. So for part 3, I will be focusing on Karen and Giselle. Yes, ma'am. That's Miss Karen, Miss Grandam, if you're nasty, Hugo, and Giselle Gizzard Bryant. So I will be focusing, talking about the best and the worst of them. We will be talking about synchronizations, commonalities, and similarities, messages and lessons that they have learned, need to learn, that align up and parallel with you all, the viewers. It might be you, it might be somebody you know, it might be somebody that you meet soon, okay? And also their growth since season 1, if there has been any, and also just a tidbit on some fan questions, okay? I'm gonna ask the Divine Realm a fan question or two about the gals, and we're gonna see what the Divine gives us. We're gonna see what the cards give us, okay? Okay, let's get into, shall we? Oh, before I move on, pick your group. I do not have the cards sitting up here right now. However, Karen is group 1 and Giselle is group 2. So if you here for Karen, I'm going to do Karen first. If you have a Giselle, Giselle will be second. Feel free to watch both groups, if you will, because there may be commonalities, similarities, synchronicities between the two. What I mean by that is it may be something that Karen has learned that Giselle needs to learn. It may be something that Giselle possesses that Karen needs. Things like that. So, without further ado, let's get into. All right, group 1, we have Karen Hugo. So, for the first card that I have for her is I asked the divine to show me the best in Karen. And what she has is the heart chakra. She has the heart chakra card. Hopefully y'all can see that. And it has the number 4 on it. So what I am getting from that, from Karen, is that Karen is a very heartfelt individual. She loves love. She's filled with love. Love is around her, and she is always around love. And what this is also giving me is that even though a lot of people don't like Karen because they feel like she's snooty, bougie, fake, sadiddy, whatever, what have you, those moments where she is having heartfelt, emotional, loving moments, showing people love or showing the women love, even if it's Giselle or somebody that she has been bickering with for the longest, those moments are real. Those moments are her. When she's showing any type of emotional vulnerability, that is the real Karen, okay? It also makes sense because if I am remembering correctly, Karen is a Taurus. And Taurus, I believe Venus rules Taurus. And also the rose quartz stone, which would also make sense and ties into her name meaning as well. Honestly, this and the way Karen kind of carries herself in general makes sense. The name Karen means pure. So you see Karen carry herself in a very, elegant, savvy, a lot of people would call Sadiddy, as I mentioned, or a pure manner, as if she is an angel of some sort, as if she is a like, I guess somebody would say, she like she the Virgin Mary, if you will, is that type of energy. And it makes sense because it's given her heart is pure. Like I said, when she is having those vulnerable moments, that is the real her. And yes, Karen is a Taurus. And her birthday is May 3rd, 1963. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so based off Based off the numerology of her birthday, I am seeing that some angel numbers she has are 3, 8, and 9, and 5. 3, 8, 9, and 5. Which all make sense as to how she has come into money the way that she has. Not only the way that she has come into money, but also the way that she has come into love. I wonder if Karen has Libra in her chart. Evolved Libra at that, because things seem to be very balanced here. Let's get into the worst in her card. So this is where I asked for the divine realm to show me the worst in her, and it makes perfect sense because it is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And look at where that pentacle is on her chest, around the heart chakra. And so this is given that Karen's strength is also kind of sort of a weakness, if you will. So what I get from this Queen of Pentacles in reverse as the worst in her is that money and business may sometimes cause a disconnect from her heart chakra. So that's where she gets into the optics of where she starts to look bougie and like she's too good for people and things of that nature, because that is like a professional hat, if you will. So for example, when they're on the show and let's say she gets beside herself, starts coming out of her face, snapping on the ladies, saying, telling them off, reading them for the filth. Like, for instance, when she snapped on Giselle and said, you are broken from Hampton, and that's why we went to Sing Sing. Okay? Yes, they have beef. Yes, they were in an argument. But also, reality TV, you have to have your moments. So when an opportunity for a moment arises, it's good business to take advantage of that opportunity. And so there are times where, and like that, when I believe Karen gave a statement that basically said that, she got beside herself in that moment and said some things that she shouldn't have said. And what that is getting wrapped up in the business aspect, okay? Getting wrapped up in your role as a character on the show, as an employee on set, that you forget that even if what she said is true, there's another human being on the other side of what you are saying, and them and their children, their families will be affected by what you say. Not only what you say in general, but what you are saying on television. And so it's coming to me like Karen probably has a lot of moments where she looks back and she's like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. And it's also given that she tries to go in with the mindset and the headspace of considering the fact that these women still have families. So even though they need to have their moments and it's going to be shade, it's going to be drama, she still wants to make sure that she is doing what she does with as much dignity as she possibly can. Okay? I feel a need to go ahead and get into the other cards that I'm going to pull. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have anything else to get from that card. So yeah, just basically confirming what I just said. Not only is there a Libra energy I'm picking up on, I'm also picking up a Gemini type energy. I don't want to say Jekyll and Hyde because that might have a very bad connotation. But there's this, it's like a switch that can go off. Like Karen is who she is. Very sweet, loving, Okay. She can be like this. Like this is her. And then there are certain triggers, there are certain words that can easily make her flip. That's what that is giving. So how that lines up the worst in her card is kind of sort of being easily influenced. There is a challenge, an overall, seems like an overall life challenge that Karen has or has had, as it concerns people trying to knock her off of her pedestal or pull her out of her face or make her flip that switch to the not so cute, not so pretty, not so royal, not so elegant version of Karen. Now, let's get into the rest of these cards that I'm about to pull for the gal. Okay? Let's get into it. Okay, so for this next segment on Karen, this is getting into the synchronizations that she has with you all. So there's going to be synchronizations that she has with you, or synchronizations that she has with someone that you know. Okay? So, what this does is give you insight on why you feel drawn to the character as well. Why does this I'm trying to stop saying y'all, I bit the tip of my tongue and it hurts, and it's also causing my mouth to water. So that's why I keep doing some crazy stuff with my mouth, okay? But what this particular segment does is give you insight on why you are drawn to the cast member, why you are drawn to this person, why they stand out to you, why you like them, and or why you dislike them. So like I said, this will be the synchronizations that they have either with you or somebody that you know, or somebody that you may meet also. Okay, so let's get into what we have here is believe in the impossible. What came up for me with this is, first of all, Karen's humble beginnings. Karen came from very humble beginnings over in Surrey County, Maryland. I believe that's the right place. Surrey County, Maryland, okay? Living on a farm. I ain't come from much, you know what I'm talking about? And also, we're going to think about the fact and talk about the fact just a little bit that she stated that her great grandparents, her ancestors, one way or another, were able to buy the land, the property that her ancestors were once slaves on. So that's also something. A lot of things that probably were thought to be impossible. Slaves being able to be free. That's something that a lot of black people and white people, people in general, thought would be impossible for people to be freed from the chattel slavery that was going on, as well as getting free, let alone being able to purchase the property that you were once a slave on. Okay, but they did that shit. Then also, you take Karen coming from the farm, the small town that she was from, not having much, not having many examples, not having much to go by. I don't even think they had Wi-Fi and all of that stuff. So it's not a whole lot of exposure to anything outside of what is right there. So it's very easy to get into a mindset of all I'm gonna ever be is what I am, and the only place I will ever go is where I was born into. And what this card is giving is that you all need to tap into whatever that is that Karen and her bloodline have going on, where they are able to see and look beyond their circumstances and fight, press. Put in that work, manifest in order to get beyond their current circumstances, okay? So whatever you have been thinking about, whatever has been going on in your mind, ideas, plans, vacations, things that you've been wanting to get into, and you just been like, that is impossible. I can't do that. I'm too broke. I can't do that. I'm too ugly. I can't do that. I'm too untalented, or whatever it is, whatever that negative talk is that you've been talking to yourself, making excuses for why you can't do or ain't gonna do what it is that you know you need and want to do. This is confirmation that it can happen, and more than likely is meant to happen for you. But you have got to get out of that mindset of it being impossible. You have got to get out of the mindset of I can't and get into the mindset of I will make this happen no matter what. Period, point blank. Okay? Now, this other card that is here, this is getting into how you come off, which also ties into how Karen comes off. So what we have here is at the Moulin Rouge, the dance. And we have two women here. One is standing off to the side, and one is on the dance floor dipping and doing it. So this gets into that two sides of Karen, which is also y'all may also have those two side things. So what it is a need to integrate. A need to integrate so that you don't come off fake. Because that's why Karen comes off fake. Because she will go on, there's a consistency of one thing, and she's talking a certain way and she's moving a certain way, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, this other person comes out. It can make people perceive you as fake even if you aren't. Both sides of you are real, but it's hard to take serious because one is not consistent. Even though there's a consistency, there's a inconsistency, because it seems like your mood and your emotions and your functionality or your identity is conditional, instead of you allowing yourself to be all that you are at once. You function one way for a period of time and then come out of a bag as something different. So let me give a example of what I mean by this. A perfect example, a simplistic example, is a ticking time bomb. When they say that people are ticking time bombs, this is a person who will smile through the bullshit, smile through the bullshit, smile through the bullshit, laugh off shady jokes, laugh off shady jokes, laugh off shady jokes, laugh it off, laugh it off, laugh it off, play it off, play it off, play it off, play it off, stuff it down, even though these things are probably bothering you. You just suck it up, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up, push it down, push it down, push it down, push it down, smile through, smile through, smile through, until you can't smile through no more, and then you just explode. And so everybody is then looking like, damn, where'd that come from? That's been there the whole time. And so then going forward, when things happen and you say, oh, I'm fine, it's fine, people not gonna take you serious, because now you've shown that you will smile through bullshit. You will be passive aggressive through bullshit and then pop out of a box like Jack and blow up the motherfucking spot. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. So what you think is balanced is not as balanced as it could and should be. So somewhere there's a need to speak your mind, learn how to speak your mind, and keep your peace all at the same time. So this would be a need for you to learn how to better self-soothe, process your emotions, maybe take a breather in the moment and then say what you need to say, or just not wait so long to address situations. Example from Karen. Karen brought up something on season 5 that happened in like season 2 or 3 about Giselle, saying that Giselle wished for her husband to be unalived when she said that Ray would be dead by the time her beauty fades. That was said like season 2 or 3. Karen ain't bring it up until season 6. You see what I'm saying? So it makes you look fake. It makes it hard for people to take you serious, or to take your emotions serious, or to take the issues that you bring up serious, because there's a lack of consistency and there's a lack of integration. You need to learn how to integrate your identities and integrate your emotions more. Okay? So in simple terms, there is a need to practice emotional maturity. And you all may want to seek some therapy. I'm not even being funny, but for real. Going to therapy will help you organize your thoughts and emotions, and also help you just see yourself better, see who you are better. And when you're able to see who you are for all that you are, both the good and the bad, you can then see better and feel better how to bring it together. It'll be effortless, you know? Okay? So, I hope that helped. And we are going to move on into the growth. The growth. What growth has happened? What growth? Pop into my bag of tricks over here. Growth. Growth with Karen from season 1. I heard that. Fuck fear. It will lie in your face. So definitely what I'm getting here, and this low-key high-key piggybacks and ties into that I'm sorry if my mic scuffled because my shirt moved. But anyway, this piggybacks off of the card that was saying believe in the impossible. Fuck fear, okay? You see a drastic change in Karen's look from season 1 to now. And that's just a physical representation of what has happened on the inside. So what I'm picking up here is that Karen has been a fake it till you make it type of girl. She ain't always been as confident and strong and the image of grace that we have been introduced to and that we have seen and watched evolve. She hasn't always been that. She went years faking it until she made it. So even getting into season 1, she still had one foot out and one foot in the door of that fake it till you make it type thing. So when she got on camera, and this is just what's coming to me, when she got on season 1 and saw how everything turned out, saw what she was able to do, saw what it was able to bring into her life and also the lives of her other cast members, focusing on the good aspects of it, that is, she was able to genuinely see that anything is possible and she can accomplish anything. It's also coming to me that maybe Karen ain't always think that she was that cute, okay? But seeing herself on camera and seeing the ways that people responded to her, and then seeing the connects that she made as it concerns glam and makeup artists and stylists and things of that nature, people that were able to come into her life and people that she was able to meet that were able to bring her things and give her things and apply things to her to enhance what she already had. And I'm getting that the same thing happened internally. And it's got her in this space now of just like whatever comes to mind, she gonna do it. It's giving Candy, like Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Candy is also a Taurus. It's just given that Karen is somewhat of a late bloomer if you will, but she is indeed still blooming. So don't be surprised if you see a slew of other businesses and ventures like the spinoff that she is getting. Okay, if you see a slew of different ventures and products and other things coming out, going forth throughout the years, Karen is about to be an epitome of it's never too late, okay? And like I said, fuck fear. So this is definitely, like I said, and the synchronization is piggybacking off of the synchronization card that said believe in the impossible. So y'all definitely need to take notes off of this and what I just said, because if you are feeling like you on this biological clock and you feeling like you getting too old to do something, or it's becoming too late to do something, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. How many examples you need? It is not too late. It is not too late. All you got to do is take one step, make one move, and then continue to make moves after that. Take it one at a time. But you got to speak nicer to yourself, okay? Got to speak nicer to yourself. I'm going to put one more card on the subject. One more card on the subject. It's 1.5 more cards, y'all. 1.5 more cards. So, what we have here is the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Take that. 10 of Pentacles. Y'all probably about to get into some money. Y'all probably about to get a job offer, or you about to stumble upon some money. Okay? Take that. Claim that. Own that. Okay? Anywho, we have the 10 of Wands here. 10 of Wands in reverse. So what this is giving me is that Karen learned that you got to let other people fight their own battles. You got to let other people handle their own stuff. You can be there for them, but everybody ain't meant to go with you, and you can't save everybody. You cannot force people to take accountability. You cannot force people to see their own potential. You cannot force people. You cannot control the outcomes of other people. You can barely control your own outcomes. The only thing that you can control is the actions that you take, your own emotions, and your reactions. And that is something that Karen has definitely had to learn. I'm getting that it was definitely a hard lesson. It's also bringing Candy back to mind. Y'all see how Candy takes care of practically her whole family? Everybody is dependent on Karen. Everybody is dependent on Candy. Well, Karen has learned that she has to, like, if she gonna have people around her, it has to be people that are willing to help themselves. It has to be people that are willing to learn how to help themselves. So not only is she going to help them, let me organize what I'm about to say. If a person comes up to Karen asking her for help, she not gonna just help you. She's going to help you help yourself, because she has learned the benefit of being independent, okay, and being a leader. And she's also learned the lack of benefit of letting people leech off you and enabling people from doing for themselves. Okay, so that's a note y'all might need to take. Y'all might need to let some folks go to help them help themselves. And if somebody is coming to you asking you for help, and you present them something that is basically along the lines of helping them help themselves, and they reject it, when people show you who they are, believe them. That's not somebody that is trying to make something of themselves. That's somebody that just wants what you got and just feel like because you got it, you should give it to them. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Not at all. Because true help is helping someone help themselves. And that gets into this half card. The reason why I said this is a half, because it reaffirms what I said about the fearlessness and believing in the impossible. And this is also a symbol of the people who may come in trying to be leeches off of you. The people that you need to understand that you can't save. Everybody can't go with you. Everybody's not meant to go with you. Some people you literally have to leave so they can fend for themselves and help themselves and figure out how to get themselves out the gutter the same way that you did. Not all the time, but sometimes some people need that. That's in their life contract. And that's one way that you could be getting in the way of somebody else's path. You think you helping them, but you really harming their progress on their divine path because you won't stop. You won't take your hands off of it and let them learn what independence actually is. Okay? Okay. But that's just another lesson that Karen had to learn and that Karen has learned since season 1. Now, we're about to wrap up her section with a fan question. Okay, so honestly, there is really not much to ask about Karen that is like really juicy or anything, to be honest. But what I did choose to ask is, was Karen's Sing comment referencing Giselle going to a psych ward? Okay. So, in so many cards here, what I have is yes. That is exactly what she was referencing. She was saying that Giselle either checked herself into or was checked into some type of psychiatric facility. Based off this card right here is given that somebody checked her in. Somebody because the image that I'm given is this is Jamal. This is Jamal. This is the situation. This is Giselle. Let's see. This is Giselle. This is a third party. This is someone, might be Giselle's mama, might be just another, it could be Robin, I don't know. It's just another female, it's another woman that is close to Giselle. So what I'm getting here is that based off what's coming to me, based off the cards, okay, I'm not saying that this is Bible, allegedly, Lee, but this is what came out. So it's giving that when things hit the fan between Giselle and Jamal on the infidelity tip and making babies and all that other stuff, I'm getting that it was a whole lot more to it than just the cheating. And overall, Giselle reached a point of a mental break to a point where physically she was paralyzed by the overwhelming of emotions, possibly to a point where she could not speak, would not eat, was just a ball of tears or a ball of numbness, to a point where someone, whoever this female individual is, and probably Jamal, decided to have her checked into a mental facility. And don't think that this is some type of kooky psych ward, the stereotypical broke down maniacal image. No. She was sent to a mental rehabilitation center, a mental and emotional rehabilitation center, basically, where she could just take a break. They would mentally evaluate her, see if there's anything that has been going on undiagnosed, see, if it's just the overwhelming of the situation. She, stay there, take any meds that she needs, be able to go out and, play cards, meet different people, kind of just like a retreat, if you will, a mental rehabilitation retreat, that type of thing, where there are therapists and psychiatrists there to tend to the patients and make sure that they are, well up here and here, and making sure that they are doing the work to get better so that they can be released and things of that nature. But just letting you know, it's not like a ward where they just like sticking her in the butt with needles and stuff. No, she went to a rehabilitation center to basically be in hermit mode, get herself together, get her emotions together, just get away from the situation so that she can get back to herself and get to a place where she would be able to separate herself from the marriage. And honestly, it's coming up that that's probably one of the best things that could have happened to her, because it seems like it put her in a space to make the final decision to leave. Okay? Okay. So that's all I have on Karen. I am now going to get into Miss Gizzard, Giselle. So I hope that helped. I hope that was enlightening. I hope that was enlightening and entertaining for you all. And I hope that you would like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are going to, stay tuned for the next segment, okay? And I hope that you will come back through and tune into the other vids that I have coming, okay? See y'all. Peace. Right quick, right fast. Before I get into Giselle, let me go over Karen's stone that I randomly picked out before I did the video. So what she has is pyrite. Pyrite with the number 16 on it. 1 and 6 put together is the number 17. 1 equals new beginning. 6 means reflection. So what I'm getting from this is it's a Leo stone, so you know it's all about confidence. So basically just reaffirming and reconfirming everything that I said concerning Karen and her confidence, as well as the need to reflect over your life decisions that you've made, and allow yourself to accept new lessons and new ideas, and understanding that multiple things can be true at once. And also the combination of those numbers, 1 and 6, being put together as 7, lucky number 7. So y'all are more than likely a lucky pal, people who stumble upon blessings by accident, seemingly. Okay, so I hope that helped. I hope that, did whatever it needed to do. I hope it was enlightening. Why I can't say the words today, child? I hope it was enlightening and entertaining. And now we shall get into Gizzard. All right, Gizzard. So, when I asked the divine realm and the cards, whatever, what have you, to show me the best in Gizzard, I call Giselle Gizzard, so get used to it. We got authority. Got the authority card. What's that number on there? 10. That makes sense, because I just accidentally put my TV volume on 10. So that makes sense. She got authority and the number 10. So Giselle is a natural leader. Hold that thought, okay? Giselle is a natural leader. So one way or another is meant for her to be in some type of leadership position. And I feel like she senses that, and she goes after leadership positions, okay? And people can naturally see her as a leader of some sort. So I often hear the question as to why, I question myself sometimes, why the girls on the show feel this need to like kiss up to her, suck up to her, be her friend, be accepted by her one way or another. And it's because she has this authoritative energy. She has this leader, motherly type of energy. It may not, for some of you, you may not see it as the same type of cozy motherly as Karen. It's a more authoritative, or more firm, or more masculine, if you will, type of authority. More like more like Maleficent than the fairy godmother type of motherly energy. I'm not trying to say that Giselle is evil. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it comes off different, okay? It don't come off all sweet bubblegums and roses and fluff, all of that. It ain't that. It ain't that, okay? Um, cause honestly, even energetically, it is difficult for me to focus on this best in her card because the best in her is clouded by the worst in her. Now, for the worst in her, she has the Princess of Pentacles. Now, what this is, and this is what I'm picking up on, this is coming from a childhood issue, having a very authoritative father, which we have heard her talk about a lot, and we have heard her talk about her not so comfortable dynamics with men. She said something about she wants to be with a man. She don't want to be controlled by a man, or something of that nature. So there's these concerns about being controlled by a man. And as I talk about her stuff, I feel this interesting feeling in my throat also, which could give that she's frequented a lot of men that try to silence her one way or another, that don't want her to say what's on her mind, don't want her to address what she sees, this, that, and the third, which is very bad for someone who is a Virgo. Giselle is a Virgo. Virgos need to be able to make sense of what's in front of them. Therefore, they need to be able to say what they see. And if they have people around them that are constantly trying to get them to shut up and not say what they see, it can cloud their strengths. It can cloud their natural abilities. Just self-explanatory. So while Giselle is a natural leader and has natural leadership abilities and essences and energy, more than likely her daddy and other men in her life have kind of stunted that, to where, if you notice, season 1, she came in, my daddy this, my daddy that, my daddy this, my daddy that, my daddy has done this, my daddy has done that. And even when she talks about Jamal has done this, Jamal had this, Jamal has that, da 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 da. What do you have, Giselle? So it's kind of like she lives out her leadership energy vicariously through other people. 9 times out of 10, it's a man. So she had to vicariously generate her leadership energy through her daddy. Then she had to vicariously generate it through Jamal, which means that if daddy don't approve of it, it don't get through. If Jamal didn't approve of it, it don't get through. Which then makes sense why she operates the way she does with other women. With this essence or this energy, as if they have to bow down to her in order to get anything across. If something she don't agree with or don't approve of, she instantly shut it down. You trying to question me? Oh no, ma'am. And who else does that? A lot of parents do that. A lot of parents do that. They don't want to be questioned or challenged by their kids at all. So that's probably where Giselle learned that. I can question you. You don't question me. Boo boo. And that's what she say too. And that's what she say. She say, boo boo. Don't question me, boo boo. Okay, boo boo. Yeah, ma'am. So that's what gives it this Princess of Wands card instead of it being the Queen of Wands, as it would be or could be, being the fact that the best in her is her ability to take charge, to take lead. But the strength in her weakness, or the strength in her worst, is it actually has some good elements to it, because Giselle is more than likely good at getting people to do things for her. She is good at getting people to do things for her. Not just in a monetary sense, but think about it on the show. She don't have to say much and she don't have to do much to put a battery in somebody's back. All she got to do is say one statement, and then Ashley or Robin or whoever done ran out to carry out what she deep down wanted to do. Child. Child. There's a name for that I can't think of, but that's that's Giselle's strength. The pro of that is it's easy for her to step back and not have to take responsibility for certain things. The con of that is that she doesn't have much to show for herself. Like, there are certain things you don't want to be responsible for, but you still want to be responsible for something. You still want to have ownership, take claim over something. See? So let's. All right, so now we're going to get into the synchronicities that Giselle has with you all. So this is commonalities, similarities, synchronicities that she may have with y'all or somebody that you know. This will give you insight on why you are drawn to her, why she catches your attention, why you dislike her, or why you like her. So let's get into. Okay, y'all have nothing is set in stone in reverse. Nothing is yet set in stone. So here's the thing. I'll turn it sideways. Here's the thing. Nothing is yet set in stone, but it is. So what this is giving me is, I'm sorry if that keeps rocking or whatever. Okay. What this is giving me is your path is set in stone, but it's waiting for you to take action. So that's what's not set in stone. You are not set in stone. You need to get grounded. You all need to get grounded in yourself. There is a lot of shadow work surrounding the root chakra. Somebody needs to feel like they are protected by other people. And what I'm hearing to that is make better choices in the people that you are allowing around you. When you see people being a certain way that is not good with other people, you see people treating other people bad, they will treat you bad. You see people scamming and lying to other people, they will lie and scam you. So if you see people, if you see a person not being reliable for somebody else, don't expect them to be reliable for you. If they can't protect themselves, don't expect them to be protective of you. Also recognize when someone is mirroring the worst parts of yourself to yourself. Okay? This is not for you to run toward that person. That is for you to take note and acknowledge that commonality in yourself so that you can unpack it, heal it, and change it, evolve it, edify it. Because when you do that, when you run towards people and form bonds with people that are showing you the worst sides of yourselves, you know, and you think that means that it's for you to heal them or for y'all to heal each other, that's a trauma bond. No, no, no. That's supposed to be an example of what not to be. That's supposed to be an example of what not to do, what you don't want in your life, not something for you to run toward, go the other direction. Okay? The depths of that will become more clear to you once you do your root chakra work. And that will require you to go into your childhood and pinpoint the moments where you felt unprotected, or where you felt like people left you hanging, put you in survival mode. Okay? Okay? Because it's causing you to not take action on certain things that you need to take action on. Probably all these thoughts and ideas just sitting in your head and you're not taking action on it. Even as simple as cutting somebody off. You know you need to cut that person off, but you think it's like a rule or something. Something that has been, it's some toxic rule, a toxic dynamic that has been normalized in your life. So you don't see it as wrong. It's hard for you to see it as a problem, which is why you don't feel the urgency to move or remove yourself. See, y'all see how these cars keep just like flying out like that? Because it's a lack of, goodness, it's a lack of organization. It's a lack of organization, and it's a lack of saying what you need to say. Things are all over the place, whether it's child. And when I said that, I got the image of Giselle's unfinished house. I got an image of Giselle's unfinished house. Okay. Then this moon energy. And now random things are happening in my area, okay? This moon energy is unclear. It's a lot of illusions. It's a lot of things that need to be cleared up and rectified. That's what that is. That's why y'all need to get grounded, because everything is so up in the air. You're not seeing things for what they are. And you need to see things for what they are so that you can get them to being what they need to be. Ooh, child. Take a shot. Take a shot. Now, for some people, take a shot of liquor. For some people, take a shot at something that you want to do. Okay? So, for those of you that need to take a shot of liquor, when you take that shot of liquor, jot down what comes up, what emotions come up, what thoughts come up. Who do you feel compelled to call? Who do you feel compelled to talk to invite into your space? Whose space do you feel compelled to go into when you are under the influence? That's going to teach you a lot about yourself, and that's going to teach you a lot about what those illusions are. Because for those of you that need to take a shot of liquor, now, I'm not promoting drunkenness or nothing. I'm just saying this was coming up. For those of you that need to do that, it's with the understanding that a drunk soul don't tell no tales, okay? So it's something that you're not seeing when sober. It's something that you don't acknowledge when you're sober. But when you get intoxicated, it comes up. So you need to make a mindful effort to pinpoint what that is, what those things are that come up. Because those are the things that you need to work out, unpack, and purge. Clean up and heal and things will begin to become more clear to you as to what direction you need to go in and what actions you need to take. Now, for those of you who need to take a shot, take a chance at something, this is going to be, will likely be one of those situations where you are taking a leap of faith on an idea or passion that you've always had. And then there are going to be people in your close-knit circles, people that you frequent, that are going to show a different side of themselves. And when they show that different side of themselves, you need to accept it for what it is. Okay? Whether it's good or bad. If it's good, you need to acknowledge those people and cherish those people more. Those are the people that you need to bring closer to you and cherish. Those that show a different side of themselves for the bad, move them out the way, child. Get them out the way, because they are the moon energy. That's got you confused. That's got you wrapped up in illusions. That's got you wrapped up in stagnation. Okay? And for some of you, this is referencing somebody that you know. And so you may realize that this person keeps up a lot of shit. If it's somebody that you know, you may realize that they keep up a lot of shit. Or they got people around them that's just not good. And so while you may want to help them, you may want to kind of like be a mentor, big brother, big sister to them, you need to step back. It doesn't mean that that person is a bad person. They just haven't grasped the sense of boundaries and protecting your energy. And so you need to protect your own energy so that they can learn how to protect their own energy. And if they don't, then that just is what it is. But you got to be responsible for yourself, and you got to be responsible for your own goals, your own dreams, your own peace. Okay? That was quick. That didn't take much. Let's go ahead and get into the fan questions. Let's go ahead and get into, no, before the fan questions, growth. What growth has Giselle experienced? What lessons has she learned since season 1? Excuse me. What lessons has Giselle learned since season 1? Child, what I just say? Make better fucking choices. If you are pissed at where you at, stop taking yourself there. If you pissed at where you at, stop taking yourself there. Now, I'm getting that this is a lesson that Giselle has had to learn over and over and over and over again. And honestly, that's something that comes with leadership. That's something that comes with leadership. So if you're a natural born leader, if you're a chosen one with that leadership energy, then you may be taken to a series of events where you have to learn the power you have over your own decisions and how that feeds into the consequences or just the outcomes of your actions. The choices that you make shape your world tomorrow. Used to hear that every day in middle school by our principal. And that's what it's given. Make better fucking choices. So if you're in a situation like Giselle was in with Jamal, you're tired of being cheated on, stop staying with that cheating ass man. If you're tired of being in drama, stop starting and talking shit. If you're tired of your friends, cut them off and find new friends. If you broke, do something to get some money. If you stink, go wash your ass. Okay. All of those things constitute power, ability, being able to lead yourself. In order to lead other people efficiently, you have to be able to lead yourself. So wherever you are, you're going to have to acknowledge and accept the fact that you are there because you led yourself there one way or another. It doesn't mean that other people don't have their own accountability or their responsibility for how things played out, but you have to take accountability for where you've led yourself. And that's something that Giselle has had to learn over and over and over again, even on the show when she finds herself in the midst of drama and she's up here like, what? Huh? What? I don't. Yes, you do. Because if you had just kept it on mute, everything probably would have stayed cute. But Giselle is probably not going to do that because that's her rebelling people who have tried to silence her before. And it's not that she needs to be silenced, it's understanding that there's a time and a place for everything. And sometimes no reaction is best. Sometimes not saying shit is best. Learn when to speak, learn when to listen. That's what it's given. Child, I'm gonna do these cards again because I feel like I should do these cards again. Okay, and so this is the second card for lessons Giselle has learned. You look like a shit show. You're a hot mess. Clean yourself up. Now, what this means is certainly what it means concerning Giselle. She likes to save face a lot. And I say this too. I say this pretty common. People who like to save face, who like to act like things aren't bothering them, even though it's clearly something that would bother anybody that has a heart and a brain. They will act as if, oh, it's not bothering me. Oh, I don't care. Oh, da, da, da. It's bullcrap. And when you do things like that and everybody else can see and feel what's really going on, you look like a shit show. You look stupid. You look stupid trying to act like you don't know why Wendy is upset that you talking about her marriage. You look stupid acting like you're not bothered that Monique pulled out the binder and aired out your life. You look stupid trying to act like Karen don't bother you when she be saying some of the stuff that she be saying. You look stupid acting like you don't know how all of this stuff got blown up when you played a major role in it. You look stupid acting like you don't know that your husband is cheating on you when he keep bringing babies home as the evidence. It looks stupid when everybody can see what's going on. They see that you see what's going on and you up there like, it's okay, I don't know what anybody's talking about, it's fine, I don't care. You look stupid. I'm not saying to be mad, it's just literally, these are just literally some tough love messages that have come through. That's what it is. It's tough love. You gotta clean it up. You gotta clean it up. And I'm directing this towards y'all too because I feel compelled to. It feels like a piggybackation off of the synchronized. This whole thing is synchronized, really. So like I said, take what resonates and leave the rest on the flow. But if you're having these issues, then yes, it's for you. So the reason why I explained this is because this doesn't necessarily mean in a literal sense like you look a mess. But I mean, if you do feel like you look a mess and you need to spruce it up a bit, do something to your hair, put a little makeup on, if you will. You don't necessarily need no makeup. Wash your face, wash your feet. Self-care. You feel like you need to do that, go ahead and do that. It'll make you feel better. But what I feel like is this is more so referencing to how you conduct your life and how you conduct yourself and how other people conduct their lives that you allow around you. Okay? And so it's basically saying, get your life in order. Get your shit together. Get your stuff organized. Clean up your room. Clean up your house. Giselle probably needs to get her house finished, child. She working on it, honey. Get them fashions together. Okay. Anywho. But in general, getting it together. Stop acting like you don't see the travesties going on around you and do what you need to do to make it right. And even stop acting like you don't feel the disorganization inside of yourself. Do what you need to do to clean it up. And these are things that she had to learn since season 1. And it also came out like that because she's more than likely still learning these things. She's still actively learning the different dimensions of these messages. Okay, so now let's get into a little bit of the mess. So, what I am going to ask is, did Giselle really go to Sing Sing? Which, this was kind of sort of answered in Karen's. So, I'm going to pull like 2 cards on this situation. Or like, I'm going to ask 2 different questions. Okay, whatever, let me just do it. Yes. Yes. Okay. Giselle indeed did go to a, I'm going to say allegedly, for legal purposes, because I was not there. Okay. I was not there. I don't know her personally. I don't know nobody that knows her personally. Okay. This is what I'm getting off the card and what's, coming to my third eye chakra of it all. Okay. So yes, that's what it's saying. Yes, she did attend a mental rehabilitation center. That's what Karen was referencing when she said, that's why we went to Sing Sing. That's what she's talking about. Giselle having to go to a mental rehabilitation center when she basically became severely overwhelmed by the circumstances of her marriage to Jamal. And I'm going to kind of repeat some of what I said from Karen's read when I asked about this particular situation. It was something that she needed. It was definitely something that she needed for more than just that situation. It played a large part in her officially making the decision to leave him and being able to leave him. Because there is some type of spiritual energetic pull, hold that Giselle felt with Jamal. He probably reminds her of a daddy, and that's, it's a whole lot of things. Remember what I mentioned about some toxic dynamics having been normalized to her and, y'all for the most part. And so what I'm getting off of this that I did not get from Karen's portion is her going to that mental rehabilitation center was a divine intervention for more reasons than one. Not just for back then, not just for her to get herself out of that situation, but what's coming up to me is concerning the legal situation that Jamal has come up concerning his taxes. Her having gone to that mental rehabilitation center is more than likely going to end up playing a part in her not being held responsible for his tax situation. Outside of her, you just like possibly not knowing or not, having any dealings on that firsthand. Her having gone to that mental rehabilitation center is going to basically kind of be equivalent to pleading insanity in a way. It's going to have them look at it as she was not in a headspace to be able to know everything that was going on. Or she wasn't in a headspace or an emotional space or a psychiatric space to be held accountable for any negligence that her husband had going on, because it is documented and proven by her having to go to a mental rehabilitation center. Got that out. Goodness, goodness, goodness. And let me also look, this is also blue, okay? I feel a need to say and stress once again that Giselle has a lot of throat chakra issues going on, which would make a lot of sense. Like maybe when she says certain things, maybe she really is not trying to come off like a bitch. Maybe she really is not trying to be messy. Maybe she really is genuinely concerned and genuinely thinks that she's doing something good. But because her throat chakra has been stunted and suffocated so throughout her life, it literally comes out wrong. She doesn't know the proper ways to convey or give off the right energy when she's saying certain things. And with that being said, that's gonna be the final question that I asked. Was Giselle Did Giselle genuinely think she was helping Wendy when she brought up that rumor? So this is what we have. So the answer to this question is both yes and no. This is one of those things that is toxic and has been normalized for Giselle, okay? And because Giselle is so far removed from herself, there are a lot of things that she does mindlessly. So let's focus on this card first. Okay? The Four of Pentacles here. Was Giselle genuinely trying to help Wendy when she brought up the rumor about her husband on the show? This is giving that she was trying to help her in the most okay, let me just say it how it's coming to me. She was trying to help her financially. She was helping her as it concerns the show in a way. Okay? She called herself bringing in Wendy a more interesting storyline, which would inevitably bring in more viewers, put more money in Giselle's pocket, and solidify a spot for Wendy on the show, which would then end up increasing the pay that she gets, increasing the exposure, the endorsements, and things of that nature. So in that sense, Giselle was trying to help her. This is where Giselle being male identified causes issues, because you helped her pocketbook at the expense of her emotions and her psychiatric well-being. And you harmed. You end up harming. You end up severing a friendship, you know, that could have been great. That could have been highly beneficial to you, because Giselle wasn't thinking with her heart. She was thinking on the business side, and just thinking so physical about everything. Everything got all tied up out of whack. Now, This card here is where we get into some mindless things. Some mindless things, okay? This did not turn out the way Giselle expected at all. Okay, Giselle expected to bring up the rumor, they talk about it, maybe potentially throw somebody else under the bus for Wendy to be mad at in the process. Ooh, come to think, yep, okay. Wendy was supposed to get mad at Ashley. You see, Wendy was supposed to get mad at Ashley. They already kind of started off with a little beef from season 5 concerning the whole baby situation. Ashley came in out of nowhere, dropped the bomb, left. Giselle meant for Wendy to get mad at Ashley. It was supposed to be Wendy versus Ashley. But Wendy saw straight through all that bullshit and took it straight to Giselle. Oh my gosh. So yeah, the plan was for Wendy, the plan was for Giselle to be seen more so as the mother goose or the Karen of the situation, the fairy godmother. Oh, I'm so concerned. I'm just trying to make sure you're okay. Da 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 da. Blah blah blah. Womp de womp. But one, because Giselle's throat chakra is out of whack. Two, because there's some mindless jealousy going on here. That's what this is. It didn't turn out like that. It didn't turn out like that. Okay. So whereas it intended for Wendy to lash out at Ashley, it ended up coming back on Giselle. Okay. So the mindless beef, the mindless issues, the mindless jealousy that Giselle has towards Wendy, she wanted that to be vicariously carried out through Ashley. She wanted Ashley to be the vessel of that. And that's what this is. This is the mindless, basically what Giselle has not admitted to herself. If there are any jealousies there, any envy, any dislikes that she has about Wendy that she has not admitted and acknowledged to herself, that's what this is. That's what this is. And Wendy picked up on it, and that's why she went at Giselle. And that's why Giselle was so when Wendy came at her, because she genuinely was not expecting that. She thought that if that did happen, that it was going to be towards Ashley. That Wendy would think that Ashley is the one coming for her. That Ashley is the one jealous of her. That Ashley is the one that wants beef instead of Giselle. And that Giselle would end up being able to kind of be the mediator or the middleman between the both of them, possibly having the responsibility of, oh, look at how I brought them together and got them to be friends and da 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 da, that type of thing. So the answer to the question was Giselle genuinely trying to be helpful and loving when she brought that up. On the surface, yes, but deep down, no. Like, Giselle genuinely believes that she was doing a good thing. But subconsciously and at the pit of her, no. Like, at the pit of her, she knew that she was on some messy ass shit. She just knew in her mind that she would be able to clean it up. So she felt like it was justified as long as she would be able to clean it up. But as we see, she wasn't. So I hope all that made sense. I hope it all resonated, helped. I hope it was enlightening and entertaining, child. And I hope that y'all will come back through and tune in to videos that I have already done and videos that I will have coming up on the new tip. Okay? Okay. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them on down in the comments. Like and subscribe. Share for me if you care, because I care about y'all. And oh, y'all, before I get up out of here, before I do, I gotta talk about Giselle's stone. So this is a random stone crystal that I picked out for Giselle before I did the reading. And this is rose quartz. Rose quartz. So more than likely you all and Giselle need this in your life so you can get in touch with your heart chakra, your etheric heart chakra, if you will. This will also help your throat chakra, because if your heart is in alignment, then it helps your words to come out more lovingly, more caring and compassionately. You see how that works? You see how that ties in? You see how that ties in? So it's like Giselle has an etheric type of heart. She has the ability to. It's just wounded. There are a lot of wounds there that need to be healed, that need to be cleaned up, a lot of emotions that need to be purged in order to really get to that divine space. Okay? So there's that. And I'm going to also give what Giselle's name means. It means pledge. The name Giselle means pledge. How I feel like that ties into Giselle is, it's either one or the other. It's either this or that. You either in or you out. It feeds into the way that you can't really tell her about herself without her thinking that you against her. So if you pledge to being her friend, it's either this or that. You can't be going. You got to go along with what I say. Period. Giselle's understanding of leadership is dictatorship. So that's how her name meaning ties into the rest of how she moves, on top of her being a Virgo. Tisk, tisk, tisk. So that's all I have. I ain't got no more or whatever. And you know, like I said, on the like, comment, and subscribe tip. Okay, come back through, come to see me, and I hope it was enlightening and entertaining. Okay, peace. I'm trying to find my remote so I can do this.